Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Bo again. So, today we are going to talk about two talking points that are making the rounds, and they are getting way more traction than they should because both of them are pretty easily kind of discounted. And one happens to be something that just really gets under my skin because it's the type of talking point that gets thrown out by people who present themselves as experts on foreign policy or conflict that quickly shows they are not. Okay, so two of them, and this to the person who sent this, I am not picking on you in any way. These are two talking points that are very common, and your message just happens to have them both. I notice Bo never mentions how much land Russia is holding, 20%. Also, casualties are never mentioned, and how many Ukrainian amputees. Okay. Yeah, 20%, sure, we'll just roll with that. I don't know if that's accurate, but it doesn't matter. You know another way to say it? Russia has half what they started with. Russia does not have the initiative. They are losing territory, not gaining it. They're not holding anything either. That they're losing it. And once again, in the greater context of a war, Russia already lost the war. Russia already lost the war. The fighting is something else. But now let's go to the casualties, amputees thing, because this is one of those things that really bothers me. Tell you two quick stories. A military, they adopted a new helmet. And the docs hated it. The doctors hated the helmet, lodging complaints about it because it obviously wasn't doing any good because they are treating so many more head wounds now. The other one is a meme. It's all over social media. Every once in a while, it goes through cycles. But it's a picture of an aircraft. It has a bunch of dots on it. What happened was, during a war, there was a study commissioned to find out where they should armor planes. And that chart, or chart like the one that's being passed around, was created. And they created it by counting the holes in planes when they came back. Now, at first glance, the idea would be, well, you armor the places with the most holes. That's where they're getting hit the most. No, you armor the places where there aren't any holes because those planes never made it back to be counted. Yes, Ukraine, they have substantially more amputees, but that does not say what you think it says. It says that Ukraine has a better ability to get their wounded back to advanced care. That's what it says. I would be willing to bet that at least 20% of Russian amputees came from Ukrainian resources. It doesn't mean what you think it means. The reason the docs were treating more head wounds after the introduction of that helmet was because before then, those people never would have made it back to the doctors. A lot of times, information can be presented in a way that disregards the reality. And that's a really good example of it. You're right. There aren't a whole lot of Russian amputees. But that's because they never made it back to advanced care. They never got somewhere where that could be performed. The idea behind these talking points is to showcase it as, well, Russia's really not doing as bad as it seems. Yeah, I mean, this is a lot like that article that came out saying that there was no way Ukraine could get through those lines, and it was published on the day Ukraine was breaking through those lines. Russia is not doing well, and you don't have to take a Western commentator's word for it. Take Putin's, because he has told the defense minister that they have until the end of October to regain the initiative. I don't know what the "or" is. Maybe they get replaced. Maybe I don't know. It's also worth noting that Lavrov made a very interesting statement, basically kind of throwing out an off ramp, saying, if Ukraine, if they wouldn't join a military alliance, meaning NATO, then we'd leave. We'd recognize their pre-invasion borders. That's not the move of somebody who is winning, somebody who is safe in their position, especially since they've already established, quote, republics with elections, quote. There's a whole lot of people who are wish casting. They're trying to present information that supports what they wanted to happen. The information isn't there to back it up. Once Russia couldn't take the country, it was going to go bad for them. There is no way that Russia exits this elective war in a better position than when it started. It lost. Everything that is being determined now is just waiting for Russia to realize it. A lot of wars end up this way. A whole lot. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.